Hey there, my name is Nick Messina, and I do voices. The Reverend Jeffrey Johnson of Topeka, Kansas. And lo, the angels of the Lord came down and smote all the heathens that dared to feast upon the forbidden fruits of flesh and die a fiery hellish death. Followers of pagans, false gods, and the housewives did die in sin and remorse. Jacques Defranger. Bonjour et vive la résistance. I don't care very much for the Americans. What, très exactement, is so French about the French fry? Sure, they may look like the cigarette, but they're not nearly as bon. Pierre Defardieu. Bonjour à Paris, mon ami. The French are the most passionate people in the world. The love-making with the Parisian is like no other. Once you can get past the smell. Heinrich von Schneib. At one point in time, the German people were looked at as horrible people, monsters to the outside world, and rightfully so. But now the German people are the ones keeping the whole of Europe afloat due to our clearly superior work ethic. Who would have seen that one coming, If I'm not mistaken, we lost the First World War and we bounced back pretty hard from that one. Aloysius Cornwell. I took a holiday one June to visit the American state of Florida, and there I was around SeaWorld, and what to my surprise, a most familiar of sights. Swimming in a glass pool, I saw the majestic whale herself. I used the picture for my Christmas cards, and all the neighbors were jealous that I had met Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. Francis Brown. So I'm sitting around Bob having a pint, and this Piddock walks up to me, and he's completely pissed with a butt hanging out of his mouth, and he goes to me, "You some sort of banda?" So as I get up, I shove that cigarette right in his mouth, and I say, "No, but you have been choked on by a fag." We made that a right laugh. Jefferson Franklin Lee. The one single source of ignorance in this country can be traced back to one single source: immigrants. The Mexicans don't speak American, the Italians are a loud bunch of yokels, the Irish are a bunch of drunks, the Arabs are a threat to Americans, and don't even get me started with the Ching Chong Chinamen. You want to talk about ignorant? They don't even use American letters, just a whole bunch of finger paint blither blather. Jethro Lewis. Well, yahoo! Well, I done gonna say that this here is the best county fair there ever was or ever did be. Ma won the blue ribbon for the best pie in the valley with sweet Georgia peaches. Pa done won the biggest pumpkin I ever did or ever did see. And sis, well, she set the record again for snatching up that greased up Johnson pig. I swears that girl knows her way around some sausage. Mel, you shut your mouth or I'll make you sorrier than an atheist on Judgment Day. Jorge Fernandos. Hola, gringos. My brother Pedro and I have been working the land here for 3 años, and there is so much potential for our chicos and chicas. We have a little joke amongst our Mexican friends that goes, ¿En qué estado se encuentra? Texas. Pero yo pensaba que estábamos en Nuevo México. En todas partes es Nuevo México. But Jorge Lopez says they're so much better. Rosa Consuela Dios. Okay, so me and the girls are like hanging out down by the stoop and checking out all the papi chulos, and this chica Maria walks up to me with her finger in my face saying I done this thing and that thing with this chulo and that chulo, but before I could even take my earrings off, my girl Gabby was already ripping out the weave right out of her head. You don't mess with one of the murderous chicas mamas locas. Fernando. Chuno, the zumba is my favorite dance. I cannot say, but I do not love the rumba and the tango and the mambo, because when you move your body, the world is at ease. Your hips control the spinning of the mundo. Women are alert to your tight pants and the way the fabric moves with your bonds and complements your package. Estelle. So I go down to the butcher on Friday around 4 and I think to myself, gonna be in, gonna be out. Buy the tongue, boil it, and by the time I get home, sit Sabbath and we'll be good to go. Well, evidently these Catholics have something called Good Friday, which seems to mean holds up the line of the butcher. Must be something out of their new book. Needless to say, I ran out of time and Morty is just gonna have to put up with another week of canned gefilte fish. Igor. Hello and welcome back to Russia's #1 public radio station, WCOM, home of Putin Power Play Wednesday. It's time of year again, membership drive. But remember, my comrades, in Soviet Russia, membership drive you out of sight. We take break to hear from our sponsor, vodka. Mary Ann Louise. So I was hosting the church bake sale recently for those folks out on the East Coast that had that storm that tore up the shore. You know, it's something quite close to my heart. I tell my kids all the time, you know, your mom could Jersey Turnpike like no other back in the day. In fact, that's how I met their father. He was my knight in Armani armor. Francis O'Reilly. So my boy gonna infect that big time by bringing home some Protestant whore. When I think of all the heartache my granddad went through fighting those bastards, savouring each and every potato the weary ground did yield. And what on top of that? The girl turns out not to be a Protestant but a sheep-shagging Scot, ready to chop the boy's bollocks off at this point. Mario. I come from Sicilia, you know, the little rocket that the boot of Italy it kicks. Everybody for say that there is so many corrupt in Sicilia, but I have one thing for tell you. There is no such a thing as the mafia. No, really. Trust me. You understand? No such a thing. Hey, yo, bada freaking bing, baby. My name's Tony and I'm from the boogie down Bronx. I like my eyebrows to look like boomerangs, so when you look in my eyes, you know that I'm gonna come back around. And I don't take no shit from nobody, no place, no time. Except for my mother. Woman's a battle axe with a wooden spoon. Richard. Salutations from the AV department at Oak Ridge Preparatory School. Being the president of the Debate and Chess Club comes with a lot of dedication. I can't begin to tell you how often I have to swat away the female species. It's hard having such a sexy body and such a sexy mind all at the same time.